Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight for our Village of Alsip board meeting. Today is August 19th, 2019, and we're going to call this meeting order at 7:30 p.m. Can we call the roll, please?
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Dalzell.
Here.
Trustee Zielinski.
Here.
Trustee Juarez.
Here.
Trustee McLaughlin.
Here.
Trustee Murphy.
Here.
Trustee Nava Esparza. Here. Mayor Ryan.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thanks. Please show us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Officers' report, starting with myself. Just a quick reminder, everyone, that, again, next month, September 19th through the 21st, is the Illinois Municipal League's 106th Annual Conference at the Chicago Hilton Hotel. Should any of the trustees or management, like department heads, wish to attend any of these meetings, please let my administrative assistant, Becky Smith, know, and Becky can make reservations for you down there. Just for the conference, again, the village does not pay for overnight stay. Anything associated with the conference, such as parking, certainly we can cover that cost. But please let Becky know, and we'll get you registered. Next, on everyone's agendas, letter A was the approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 4 Alcoholic Beverages and Liquor Control, Article 2, Administration and Enforcement, Division 2, License, Section 4-69, limitation on total number of licenses of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip. This will be designated for George Pappas for a location known as 12205 Pulaski. This is the same strip mall that the Pappas restaurant's in already. It's a different location. And this is just a license to increase the number of that was my fault. I didn't notice this wasn't on here. This is to increase the number of A liquor licenses from, I believe, 16 to 17, Beck? Yes. I'm sorry, I didn't see the typo on there. Next was the approval of Vince Cullen, who is a village resident, to be appointed to the position of Police and Fire Commissioner for a 3-year term expiring May 1st, 2022. And that's all I have for my report tonight. Clerk's report.
Thank you, Mayor Ryan. We have the approval of the July 2019 monthly FOIA report. There were 26 FOIAs last month. That is all, Mayor Ryan.
Thank you. Attorney's report. We have Mike Hanker with us.
No report, sir.
All right, Mike. Engineer's report. Will?
Just an update on the MFT resurfacing. They've started a removal and replacement of the curb and gutter in Creekside, Chapel Hill, and on Shirley Lane. They're doing one side at a time. So hopefully it's alleviating most of the resident complaints, but I know there have been a few. So,
you know what? Well, I've actually, the last week I was out kind of watching, kind of spotting this, and I didn't see any complaints, but I saw the residents said they came out and did saw cuts like 2 weeks ago, but they were hitting it hard at the end of last week, and as you said, they're going to do one side of the street and then the other. After all the curbs are fixed, then they'll fix the street and everything then too. So
correct. Yeah.
Should look great. Yep. All right, thank you. Public forum. Did anyone in the audience wish to address the board tonight on anything? No one? All right, we'll go on to the standing committee reports. Finance Committee, Trustee McLaughlin.
I have a request for approval of a list of payroll dated August 16th, 2019, totaling $404,302.60. Next, I have a request for approval of accounts payable dated August 19th, 2019. General Fund, $305,382.19. Road and Bridge, $6,843.24. MFT, $2,535. Pulaski Road Corridor TIF, $22,824.98. Water and Sewer, $55,567.02. Heritage, $29,799.60, for a grand total all funds of $422,952.03. And finally, I have a request for approval to post for an RFP for audit services for the Village of Alsip. Kent, what is the term listed in that?
It's a 5-year term with 2 optional years.
That's all I have, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Next, we had the Fire Committee report. Trustee Murphy?
I have approval of the July 2019 monthly activity report based on our National Fire Incident Reporting System, and I have approval of the July 2019 Fire Prevention Bureau monthly activity report, and that's all I have, sir.
All right. Thank you. Next is the Police and Traffic Safety. Trustee Dalzell?
The approval of the Police Department July 2019 monthly activity report. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay. Next is, thank you. Next is the Public Work and Boat Launch. Trustee Juarez?
I have an approval of the Public Works. I have an approval of the Public Works July 2019 monthly activity report, and approval of an ordinance of the Village of Alsip, Cook County, Illinois, providing for the sale of surplus personal property. That's all, Mayor.
All right. Thank you. Sewer and Water. Trustee Nava Esparza?
Approval of the Water and Sewer Department July 2019 monthly activity report. That is all I have, Mayor.
Okay. And along with that, too, Danny Driving, Dan, I know you and I talked the other day about 11933. Do we need anything for him right away, or is he good to go for tapping in? When are we going to start that water line replacement? We got to do our thing first, right?
It's been advertised for bids. The bids were received August 26th.
Okay. Okay, so I'll say it into the mic. So the bids, it's out for bid right now, and they should be expected by August 26th.
Correct.
So we'll have a bid opening next week? Perfect.
Bid
Thank you.
opening August 26th. Okay, thanks, Dan. Next, Building and Health, Trustee Zelinski.
I have approval of the Building Department July 2019 monthly activity report, and also approval for the Shepherd High School Booster Club to have ground signs for their fall and spring craft shows. That's all I have this evening.
All right, thank you. Human Resource and Insurance, Trustee Murphy.
No report, Mayor.
All right, next, the Special Committee reports, Economic Development, Trustee Nava Esparza.
I just have updates for tonight. There was a final version of the bid package that was circulated on August 15th. The entire board should have received a copy of that via email for review. And there's a pending meeting with the Deliberato Group for Monday, August 26th, and I've asked if they could come for the committee meeting to provide just an update and overview to the board, as well as their efforts.
Deliberato?
Yes.
Okay,
And I also plan to attend the IML conference in September.
okay.
That's all I have, Mayor.
You know, one thing I did, I bring it up now then real quick, I was just double checking with the attorney. I put in everyone's mailbox earlier today regarding the asbestos removal from the existing properties that are still over with the old Edca Auto Sales. And because of an expense, a non-reoccurring expense really should still have an official board approval. And so I'm going to put this on for a special board meeting to follow the committee meeting next Monday, just to get that done, because Roger was telling me, Roger, it could be 2 weeks just for Cook County to get us a permit, right?
For the county permit.
Yeah.
itself. There's going to be 2 separate permits, one for each address, and then another possible 2 weeks. We would be looking at the end of September before the asbestos was taken off, so that we could move forward with demolition of the building works, moving forward with the permits on demolition permits.
Okay. Again, I'll just repeat, I'm sorry, and everybody doesn't have a mic, but as Roger just said, to expedite this in a smooth fashion, we'll, like as I said, we'll talk about this and vote on it at next week's meeting. And then, again, it takes about 2 weeks to get Cook County permits to do asbestos remediation. We have to get that work done before we can demolish the existing buildings that are on property. And certainly anybody that's looking to develop something we want to see isn't going to need those those 2 or 3 parcels that are out there, or buildings rather, that are out there now. So we did allocate monies for this. So again, we'll follow up next week and we'll work from there. But it's the permit process is what slows everything down a little bit, like through the county and whatnot. So we want to keep this table moving. Also, I did remind Public Works today that, you know, as far as cutting grass, he knows we're still responsible for that. We're short a couple of guys right now, but we're going to catch up and cut some weeds over there and so forth then too. It's getting a little bit overgrown. We know about it. We're going to take care of it. All right. Next, village properties, trustee McLaurin.
No report this evening, Mayor.
Thank you. Ordinance legislation, trustee Zelinski.
I have approval of an ordinance adopting the complete streets policy for the village of Alsip, Cook County, Illinois. This was originally passed at the March 4th, 2019 board meeting and was amended by the attorney to clean up some of the language and grammatical errors in the original ordinance. It is known as Ordinance 2019-03-1. That's all I have tonight.
I'm sorry, for the benefit of the public, can you briefly explain this ordinance since it was passed a couple months ago?
Let me bring it up here real quick. Let me just get a second.
Have it
here.
up on mine.
Oh, you got your? That's right. I'll grab mine. I got it. What page are you on there, so?
102.
Okay.
Isn't this the ordinance that was necessary in order to apply for
Yeah,
the grant?
if I may.
That was-
The woman came in
go
from the
ahead, Mike,
Southwest
if you want to
Conference
speak
of
to it.
Mayors one night and said that you need to adopt this. The village is already doing most of the stuff the ordinance required, but you need this to give you extra points when you apply for grants. And we adopted, because it was at the 11th hour, the Southwest Conference of Mayors version of the ordinance, and it was really left a lot to be desired as far as grammatical and everything else. And I think even the one we did pass was even a bad version of the Southwest Conference version. If that makes any sense. And then the codifier came in and basically said, this
Right.
doesn't make any sense at all.
Right, there
So
was some
we-
language missing, so we've
Right,
added
so
the
we,
language.
right,
in.
so we talked to the clerk's office and Mike, and we just kind of cleaned it up a little
Right.
bit. It's the same thing as before. I don't know if you remember that at all. The woman came in from the Southwest
Oh,
Conference.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to grab a paragraph here real quick. Just the very first paragraph in here is, whereas the village of Alsip is well positioned to take advantage of the Chicago region's transportation infrastructure through the I-294 interchange and roadway networking, including 127th Street, Cicero, and Pulaski Roads, which provides accessibility to major employment centers, hospitals, universities, parks, and other interstates and so forth. Alsip recognizes that both the trucking needs of its industrial businesses and of its residents access to safety in additional areas in municipalities. So developing a complete street policy is a priority on all corridors and routes of transportation and development projects, and shall be treated as an opportunity to offer improvements in access to connectivity to Alsip services of businesses, neighborhoods, schools, parks, trails, and adjacent communities. Again, Alsip's committed to improve the connection points for the CalSAG bike trails as well then, too. So we did adopt this policy under Section 1 addresses the ADA compliancy for bicyclists and sidewalks and whatnot. And as Mike said, as Attorney Mike Hankar said, we had to adopt a policy that addresses our Alsip comprehensive plan, as well as the Cicero Avenue corridor plan, the Pulaski Road corridor plan, the Southwest Council of Mayors bike plan, and the CalSag trail plan. So all that's included in here in order for us to garner more points when we're asking for grant monies and so forth then, too. We actually just did this, Will, when we applied just recently, wasn't it, Will? With the 131st Street monies and stuff then, too? Because part of that actually adopts the bike trail at the same time, too.
It was a way to get us extra points for the grant application.
And it was over, when I saw the response on that, we actually, at this time anyway, we are actually positioned at number 66 on a list of how many, like, maybe like, how many people are on that list? Over 200 communities? Yeah, we're at number 66 because of the points that we use through Complete Streets to get to that point then, too. So, but as the clerk said, we got a call from the codifier saying that it was missing commas and this thing. It looked incomplete. So after it's been cleaned up and everyone's seen a copy of this, we're asking you just to approve that this evening, to say that it's the same policy we approved originally, but the language is better than it was. Without reading the whole thing here too, because there's how many pages to that thing then too. So, but is that, Trustee Juarez, that's what you're looking for?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Zelinski, anything else?
No, that's all tonight.
Okay. IT, Trustee Dalzell?
No report, Mayor.
Okay. Thank you. Planning and zoning and licenses, Trustee Juarez.
I have an approval of a list of licenses dated July 29 through August 12, 2019. That's all, Mayor.
All right. Trustees, any presentations, petitions, or communications?
I have a question. A proposal, if you will. Next month, there's 5 Mondays. One is Labor Day.
Correct.
Would we consider just coming in on the other Mondays in lieu of a Tuesday after Labor Day? Could we do that?
If there's 5 Mondays, we wouldn't do that.
Well, normally we would come in on Tuesday after Memorial Day or Labor Day, correct?
Correct. And that's what the board had approved a few months back.
So
To do
seeing that there's
Tuesdays.
5 Mondays, would we consider coming in the other 4 Mondays in lieu of that Tuesday?
Rather than 1, 2, 3, 5, and one of them being a Tuesday.
Right. Would we come in
2, 3, 4,
2,
5.
3, 4, 5?
My only comment would be that that's going to push approval of any bills back another week until the 9th.
Would that be bad?
Sometimes it could be bad. We do have some flexibility on if a bill absolutely needs to go out. I would bring it out and I would tell you guys why.
So furthermore, we would have then we would have to publish an amendment to the complete September schedule then, because the first 3 that are on there would be changed.
The other
This
thing,
would be a major pain in the butt to do this.
The only other issue that I have is that the bid opening on August 26th, we'd like to award that on September 3rd as well. Otherwise, we'd be pushing that contract back another week.
Correct.
And that's kind of a rush. We need to get that done. The other
So
thing.
see, you should have brought it up sooner.
Well, I just saw it now.
Oh, and the other thing that we're going to be looking to do, too, is to possibly approve our final collective bargaining agreement contract that night then, too.
So there's kind of too much to go on.
Just a couple of biggies, but yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right, just was bringing it up.
Yeah.
That's all I have, sir.
Okay.
Sorry.
Good question. No, good question. Yeah, it was just, we got a couple of biggies that we have to
That's
knock
all right.
out that night. Trustees, would you like to remove anything from consent agenda tonight? Nobody?
Motion to establish the consent agenda?
Thank you.
Second.
Roll call number 1 to establish the consent agenda. Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez.
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Nava Esparza.
Yes.
Motion carries to establish.
Motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Roll call number 2 to approve the consent agenda. Filling in a couple bits of information. Item number A, approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 4, Alcoholic Beverages and Liquor Control, Article 2, Administration and Enforcement, Division 2, License, Section 4-69, limitation on total number of licenses of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip will become ordinance number 201908-5. Letter D is in David, approval of a list of payroll dated August 16, 2019, totaling $404,302.60. Letter E is in Edward, approval of a list of accounts payable dated August 19, 2019, totaling $422,952.03. Letter G is in George, approval of an ordinance of the Village of Alsip, Cook County, Illinois, providing for the sale of surplus personal property will be known as ordinance number 2019-08-6. And again, letter I is in Indigo, the approval of an ordinance adopting the Complete Streets policy for the Village of Alsip, Cook County, Illinois, is just a cleanup of language in the previous ordinance that was adopted as 2019-03-1. Again, this is roll call number 2 to approve the consent agenda. Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez.
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yeah.
Trustee Nava Esparza.
Excuse me.
Motion carries. I'm sorry.
I got, the rest of it got caught in my throat. That was a yes.
Thank you, Trustee Murphy.
Trustees, any unfinished business? Any new business? You know, I wanted to bring something up real quick. I got caught up in that conversation with the next month's meeting, but I did want to just let everyone know. Last week, I was talking to a couple of trustees right before the meeting. I am working very hard to try and get IDOT to increase, and they have so much work to do as far as maintenance goes on all of our streets and landscape. It's ridiculous. I'm doing my best with the Alsip yard right now to try and get them to get out and address that. This past Friday afternoon, they actually did clean up the Cicero Avenue Bridge a little bit, which helped, but it's nowhere near where we need to be to get this community looking like it should. And unfortunately, these are all state-owned roads. So I've even appealed to our state reps right now, and both Fran Hurley and Justin Slaughter, and they're both trying to help out this effort as well then too. Our town deserves the best maintenance it can get. We're doing the best on our streets, and we're asking the same of the condition and the the condition and the landscaping from the state. I noticed even today on Pulaski, there's potholes still galore going on Pulaski. Those got to be addressed. We can't have that. The other is the fire chief has been in contact with me constantly. Roger, he's been in with you too as well too. We still have some major unpaid Caltron bills for some of the businesses, and it doesn't seem like the citations are doing enough. So I'm going to be talking with the attorney and what's in our best interest. And certainly, it's not in our best interest to hurt businesses, but they're basically, asking the taxpayer to cover the cost of their fire alarm bill right now, and it's wrong. So I'll be talking with the attorney tomorrow, and we're going to decide what's our best course of action with that. We probably got 3 guys right now, 3 businesses, I should say, that just refuse to pay their bills.
2 of them have been taken care of.
2 did? When? Today?
I believe it was Friday.
Okay, because Friday was when we had this big conversation. Nobody told me then, Roger. Okay.
Friday after 2 o'clock, I got a call.
I really appreciate that, because nobody told me, and that really weighed on me over the weekend, yeah, too.
3 have been rectified, the third one has been stickered.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, Roger. All right? So, geez. So, all right, so we're down to one business, and certainly I will deal with him. We'll talk to him later and stuff then, too.
Mayor, for the benefit of the public, could you refer to the county streets of which that is?
Pretty much all of them. It's 127th, 115th, Cicero, Pulaski, and 123rd are all state-managed roads. The state's responsible for plowing those. They're responsible for maintaining those roads. And like I said, I just can't ask our Public Works to get out and service those areas because, God forbid, anyone gets hurt, or let's say a car gets damaged by a piece of flying debris or something like that, also reliable, and we're not even being, and the first thing they're going to say is, you weren't supposed to be out there to begin with. So I can't ask that of our departments, but I do want to get the best appearance that we should get for our community. You're seeing right now how the growth of all the weeds and the trees are overgrowing the guardrails. I mean, you name it, it's happening right now and stuff then too. And I'm just sick over it, and I'm trying to get the right people involved, and I'm hoping for some good results real soon. I hate to reach out to our state's reps for that, but you would think a call from, the mayor would be enough. And plus, they've heard from our Public Works Superintendent, we need action from the state to identify with this. And certainly, we've got problems of our own. We're short manpower right now. I've got a couple of guys that are down, and we get through it. We're doing the best we can, and I got a lot of excuses from that yard as well too. So I'm not taking issue with the man, but I'm taking issue with the fact that if he doesn't have enough help, then the state better get him some more, because it's their responsibility to take care of this. So anyway, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. Thank you for joining us this evening, folks. Enjoy your evening, and we'll adjourn this meeting at 7:56.